Ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, hello and welcome back once again with the Renegade Master, your dreadlock caster, RedRipz, that's me, right the fuck here in my little house in Newcastle. Now, how are we all doing this evening? I hope it's well, good times. We have a TVP here today, Master League level, so it should be a pretty good game, and this is on Derelict Watcher. So, yeah, good times. Now, in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, we have today's brother from another mother, the ever beautiful Leucine. Woohoo! Red Terran player here in the bottom left, and in the top right, looking equally as sexy, today's sister from another mister, the blue Protoss player, Ender. Pile on down. Good luck, have fun, being thrown out by both players, and today I feel fucking fantastic, can I say? I've just done a 10-hour shift at work. Should feel like crap, but it's the weekend starting tomorrow, and I've only got 6 hours of work tomorrow, because I worked so long today. So basically, good times. All fucking round. Now, comparatively in this game, these guys have a short shift ahead of them, I feel. Depending on how hard they all in each other. I've been told this is pretty all-in-y, but I'm not sure. We'll see. The barracks go... Oh, that's cheeky. So what we're going to have is we're going to have Ender wandering up into this base. He's not going to see this barracks, and he's going to go, where's the 2 racks? Where's he hidden it? Where's he hidden the 2 racks? And then Ender's going to start searching the map because he's going to think some Chiz is coming in. I would imagine. Anyway, I think that's probably the strategy here that Leucine, as I said, the sexy as fuck red Terran player would be going for. Now, where these two aren't going to have a little kiss today, unfortunately, that's one of my favourite things in this game. Over everything else, don't like the strategy. Fuck that. Yeah, who needs strategy when you've got kissing of probes? I'm absolutely going to miss that barracks there. So what we're going to do now is Ender's going to rush up into this base, and he's going to see this bugger all here. And he's going to be going, where the fuck is his barracks? How is he getting an orbital command? Where is his barracks? Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. This is where he starts panicking around about now. Meanwhile, on Ender's base, of course, he's got the double gas thing going on, like Protosses love to do. I haven't actually read about the meta for that decision yet. I probably should, since I'm talking about it. So... yeah, basically I think you need more than one guy's worth of gas, but you don't need, and it's more efficient to put 2 in each, but you don't need to take enough probes out of your mineral line to fill both, because you'll have too much gas then. I think. Seems to be the generic sort of crack. So with that in mind, we've got this Zealot wandering around this this base here of Ender, having a look around, making sure that there's nothing in the corners hidden away that there shouldn't be. He's still obviously not seen the barracks there, so he's a little bit unsure what's going on. He's going to be losing his probe to this this early Reaper that's come out there now, so he's going to be wondering where this barracks is and exactly what's going on with it. Meanwhile, he's actually rushing out Warp Gate, although he's not. No, he's not chrono boosting now. He's chrono boosting out the Stalker instead. That's interesting. I think that's because of Leucine's crazy little barracksy thing. He's been chrono boosting out his units rather than working on the Cybernetics Core's warp gate upgrade. I would imagine would be the case. Now we're actually seeing a bunker down at the front of Leucine's base here, so he's actually, this does look very all in to me. I mean, we're getting a command center out behind your first racks. It's not very all in, really, is it? So I'm not sure exactly what the description's about, but we'll have to wait and see now. I mean, don't get me wrong, it could be all in. It could be a 2-base all in. It happens, but like. This looks quite macro-y to me, but we'll see, We'll go with it, it's fine, it's all good. It's another game of StarCraft 2, Heart of the Swarm here now, and we're going to be having this Reaper doing his little scouting path around, wandering around, making sure there's not too much there. We see Ender on the other side has actually satisfied himself that there's not too much going on in Leucine's base. He's not scared of anything, he's not seen any random barracks or anything lying around. So he's gone for a second base, essentially now. He's getting that down there on his low ground. Meanwhile, in his main, he's still getting out the warp gate research. He's not chrono boosting anything out. I wonder if he's saving that for anything. Generally just is moving towards... oh, Robo. Lovely. So we're seeing a Gateway, Cyber, Expansion, and then a Robo build out of Ender today. And Leucine, on the other hand, meanwhile, is getting his second base up, looking very tasty. He's looking... going straight in the engineering base. I like it. So we're going to have 3 racks down in engineering base. So we might be getting some sort of 1-1 thing out of him here. Nice and early or something like that, perhaps. We're getting some missile turrets down, interestingly enough, at the front. I'm not sure. Maybe he's a little bit scared of the DTs or something like that. Or possibly he's... I'm not sure, because it's not really in a defensive of the mineral line position, really. Because like, you could still very easily just dump an Oracle here somewhere and it just... all over this mineral line. But comparatively, this is at the front, so I think this is probably just for vision and to make sure those DTs can't get up this ramp, and he's going to be keeping his base nice and safe. Or at least that's what I can imagine. I don't know why else he'd be wanting vision so bad at the front of his base right now. But it's all good. It's all good. It's not quite DT time yet. Be another 30 seconds or so yet. But he's actually scouted his opponent's base, so he should know that there's something interesting going on. Meanwhile, he's going to be moving out there. He's going to be getting some Marines out down the front. That's 8 plus 2 more, so 10. 11 there now, I think that is, yeah, looks like 11 Marines to me. So they're all going to be heading across the map. They're going to be coming to engage Ender up here, or at least contain him by sitting at the bottom of this ramp. So to be honest, with that number of Marines, if you micro them around a bit, there's only one sentry down, there's a Mothership Core and a Zealot, and I don't think we've got anything else wandering around. No, 2 Stalkers, sorry, in the main now, and we're also seeing the vision come out now of the Observer here as well. So I'm not sure how Ender's going to fare against this. I mean, he should be able to hold this off if he gets his stuff together, but if we're seeing the units picked off individually like that, then it's going to be difficult. Now, we're seeing the Nexus cannon obviously come down now, so Ender's got time to respond, and this is another reason why I don't like this, because you click this thing, you press a button, and then suddenly you've got a huge fuck-off gun at the front of your base that your opponent can't push into, and it completely gives you time to deal with any sort of all-in, because you go, right, now I'll just warp in a bunch of units, and then chrono boost all this, and warp in another round of units, and suddenly you've got an army there at the front that, well, no other army seems to be able to make or do things quite as quickly as that. I could be wrong. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to complain about it or anything, it's just, it's a bit, I don't really like it. I'm not a fan of the Nexus cannon. I think it's a lazy way of dealing with the problem that was there. Now, we're seeing a little engagement here. We've got Leucine and Ender coming up, meeting face to face here in the bottom of Ender's ramp now. We're going to be seeing the odd Marine picked off. We're not going to be losing any Stalkers. Nice micro there out of Ender. Just making sure he's keeping this. Oh, Stalkers at the back. Get that one out. That one nearly died there. That wasn't so good, but it's all good. It's all good. We'll be fine, says Leucine. We're going to run this ramp. This Nexus cannon's finished now. We're just going to take down some of these units. It's all good, but we're not actually going to be doing that, are we? Because we're just going to lose most of these. I think we've seen 1 Stalker die there. We're not seeing. Oh, sorry, we've seen 2 of Ender's workers killed in the meantime, but it's well, that's just the probes in his base. So yeah, we're not going to even see the Zealot die there. He's going to be surviving, and these last Marines are going to be getting chewed up. So that was the end of that push there out of Leucine. That's about as all-in as he needed it to be. Now, meanwhile, at his base, he's getting the he's got down his extra gas at his natural. He's getting down. There's a factory there as well. We're seeing a starport coming down. So we've seen 3 racks, factory, and a starport. So that's quite nice. Generally, just sort of very, very bio-based build. We're not looking at doing anything too out of this world. We are seeing a reactor as well on the factory here, so we could see some Hellions, more likely Widow Mines, I think, and there'll be a sort of a general movement towards that sort of thing, so that should be good. Meanwhile, we've got Ender now moving out across the map with his 4 Stalkers of his own, and the Observer here to get the high ground vision. So he should be able to start picking stuff off. He's going to be going to Colossi as well, with the advent of the Thermal Lance coming through, and the first Colossus just finishing up now. So that's all very tasty, looking very good. We've got 2 more barracks coming down out of Leucine here as well. He's moving thicker and thicker into bio, not yet looking to take a 3rd base, but continuing to SCV up his natural. Meanwhile, Ender's decided it's not the best time to move out now. I'm going to move back across the map, chill out here with this lovely sexy Colossus who's floating directly in the Mothership Core there, like some sort of really insane machine. Look at this thing. Oh my god, imagine if that was a unit like this, with a Zealot running around under its feet the whole time as well. Beautiful, beautiful. So Ender's got 2 bases now. He's looking very good. They're all both fully saturated up, so we'll be using the chrono boost for things other than probes now. We've got a 2nd Colossus out here now as well, and before too long we should have the Thermal Lance upgrade down, and that basically makes Colossus ridiculous. Meanwhile, we've got 4 more gateways coming down, so generally Ender's gearing up for some kind of, well, to be honest, a very all-in play here really, because he's only got 2 bases, and like having 4, let's have a look, 7 gateways. I mean, that's manageable on 2 bases, but it's quite a huge sort of push in. I think this could be, yeah, he's seeing a forward pylon down now, so Ender's really looking to try and finish the game as soon as he can, I feel. He's got everything moving out across the map now. He doesn't really have an advantage anyway, and there is quite a lot of stuff here for Leucine as well, despite losing those early troops, so I don't think we'll see this go either way at the moment, but a lot of this will be on Leucine's ability to take down the Colossi, because here the Colossi are really the strongest thing here. These Marines will go through all the Stalkers, but only if there's time. And basically with the Colossi behind them like that, there's not going to be a lot of time. So we need to really see what's going on here. Doesn't look like the factory is actually going to be used there. We're just building a reactor there for the extra. I was going to double tech lab there. Where's the reactor gone? Is that it? Yeah, so we've got a reactor there for the starport there, so he's double getting out the... Oh, we've seen an engagement at the front now, sorry, excuse me, I missed the start of that. We've seen some lovely force fields out of Ender there, managing to keep all of Leucine's army back, and he's just going to be gradually pushing up this ramp here, and just generally able to move up and out the way. Now we're seeing that the SCV's pulled here now, he's going to be doing all the extra damage we can, but with 2 time warps down, that's looking really, really messy here for Leucine, and he's just going to be able to be microed out the way of as Ender just keeps pulling back, although we're actually seeing the Colossi fall behind slightly now, and we've seen 1 fall there as well, which is really, really nice. You can see the Vikings just chase that down and take that out. this should be the end of Ender's army. And actually now most of this is going to fall here now for Ender here. That's not the best engagement for Ender, despite the initial sort of successes that he was having there. It's not gone too bad, as Leucine just chased him out the base and took down all the Colossi that he needed with these Vikings, and everything else was allowed to just go through the ground down. It was really good. He's not got a great amount of units left, but it's enough, and with that he's going to be pushing out, he's going to be taking out the forward pylon, and also just generally moving down to come and get this bottom ramp. So we have to wait and see how Ender's going to respond to this. He's got a Colossus out again, he's getting a bunch more Zealots and Stalkers out again, generally just defensive troops. I don't think Leucine's going to be able to push in on the back of this, but we might have to wait and see, because it's looking pretty tight at the moment. These Vikings here are really quite game-changing, and getting those out so early with the double, with the reactor down with the factory there, that was really nice. I really liked that, and it basically allowed Leucine to get through the Colossi like he needed to, and well, you end up with that sort of engagement happening there where everything just dies. So with that now, Leucine's going to move up the front ramp here. He's got a little scout. Basically, he's trying to take out some of the units but not lose too much. We're seeing the Vikings fall now, although actually, is the Colossus going to die? It's not quite. No, and all the Vikings died there as well. That's really not very good there for Leucine. Quite unfortunate. And both the Colossus being completely defended there now. We're going to see Ender pretty much clear this up. I think we'll lose most of the Stalkers, but with the Colossi on the high ground just blasting down into this stuff, it should be pretty much the end of the troops here, and he's going to try desperately to focus down that Colossus, but doesn't quite get it, surviving on 12 health. Not too good there for Leucine. That was unfortunate, really. It would have been really nice if he could have got that Colossus, but he wasn't to be, and with that he's going to be pulling out the rest of his medivacs now, and the army that he's got left at the back is going to be pulling out. So yeah, that's not the best, really, but to be honest, those Vikings could almost just push up and kill that thing. It's not so low health. I mean, like, gods. But no, it's all good. So we're seeing the more marauders come up the map now. Generally just higher damage stuff, getting our things together here for Leucine. And he's going to be just gathering his forces together again, it seems like. So I think we might be seeing a third base here out of Ender before long. He's just having a little scout around on the high ground there, make sure there's nothing there. And there's the third base coming down now, as I said. So Ender will be taking up a third base. He's going to be looking to expand into that and generally just get his shit together to move into the later game now. Whereas on the other hand, Leucine is looking all in as fuck. He's got no SCVs in this second base line. He's pulled all of them out to go in across the map, and it looks like Leucine's basically looking to end the game right the fuck now. And if this doesn't work for him, he's going to be in serious difficulty, because these SCVs, yeah, they're really valuable, and you can't afford to lose them as a Terran, especially because Terrans struggle to get them back. You can't chrono boost them out, you can't make like 20 at once, you just got to do them one at a time. And yeah, you've got OP mules. OP is the official prefix to mules, can I just say? So yeah, essentially the crack there seems to be that we're going to just move up this ramp now with Leucine. So yeah, there we go. We've got the Colossus falling now at last there for Leucine, and it does look like they can keep pushing up. 2 more Colossi on the high ground, but with all the ground forces of Ender falling here, this isn't really going that well for him at the moment now. He does have the Nexus cannon down, which is good. We've seen another wave of Zealots come in, but they're all going to get cleaned up in no time at all. And with the last of the Colossi falling there, it's really difficult to see what Ender's going to be able to do here. His supplies drop below that of Leucine now, and with all the probes being pulled as well, this is looking intensely all in. Although actually, with this many probes, we might just see this attack fail, you know. And although the Nexus fell there, it looks like most of this is going to be cleared up now. We do have stuff left alive still. So with both players essentially effectively losing their second bases, I mean, Leucine's got nothing in here beyond 3 SCVs, so it's really not very good for him there. So there was the big all-in attack, and he didn't quite manage to get through there. And with Blink coming down now as well, these Stalkers are going to be even more survivable. So it's really a game of who can keep their troops alive the longest while they try and recover their economy now at this stage. Either that, or we continue the all-in and just keep all-inning the crap out of each other, because well, that's what this is right now. Here, as you see, the Vikings take the sky once again to take down this Colossus, and they'll be moving over there, but not quite managing to get it, because the Stalkers underneath are going to be able to put way too much pressure on them, and you don't want to be losing those Vikings if you've got another engagement coming up soon, as I can imagine there will be. So with that, we're going to see the third base of Ender finish up there now. That replaces his natural quite nicely. He did lose quite a lot of probes there, but he's actually still got an entire lines with. Let's just have a little look. Yeah, we've seen we've seen 40 SCVs die for Leucine now, compared to just 12 probes for Ender. So that's really not very good there. And Leucine is now aware of this high ground base. He's going to know that there's not really that much there either. Although equally, with these Stalkers wandering across the middle of the map, there's not really much that Leucine can hope to do there, and he's going to have to move back and really try and get his shit together for that now as well. So if we just have a look back at Leucine's base, we've got another huge attack coming out, even more SCVs coming off the mineral lines here. This is the most all-in Terran I've seen in a while, actually. Like, I mean, you used to see Bomber pulling his SCVs and doing crazy all-ins and making them work, but Leucine here, he's trying the same thing, but he's doing it again and again, and he keeps building these SCVs up and sending them in, and I think it might work. I mean, we've got 2 Colossi out now, which is a real difficulty. So without some pro splits, we're going to see some really dead SCVs here for our Terran player. But with this going on, it's actually looking really difficult here now for both players. I'm not really sure who's going to be able to advance this further now. So with that, we're going to be seeing the engagement coming out again. We've got Ender moving forward with his Colossi at the back now. They're going to be wiping out these troops at the front there with very little difficulty. We're not going to see the Colossi fall, as the Vikings are very quickly cleaned up by the Stalkers, and with some good focusing. Oh yeah, that was their second Colossi fell as well. That was really good. I think we're going to see... yeah, we're seeing the Stalkers blink away now. It's a bit of a chasing game here. It's to see who's got the least health, although the last of these Stalkers being cleared up now. It's looking like Leucine might just be getting ahead here as both players fall into less than 50 supply, which for 20 minutes into a game is not the best position for either player to be in, really. But when you're all in as this, it's pretty thick. So Leucine is obviously going to need to come and take out that third before too long, although it is Ender's only mining base at the moment. I don't think Leucine's actually got a mining base of his own now. We're seeing the robotics bay taken out there, so that's going to be the end. Sorry, the facility even taken out there. So that's going to be the end of Colossi for the time being. We're going to need to see another one of those up before we see any more Colossi out on the map. And with these probes clearing up quite a lot of these Marauders, that was really nice there out of Ender, to be honest. I mean, yeah, he lost a bunch of probes, but he's still managed to defend. He's managing to cling on, and although Leucine's in a difficult financial situation himself, having very little of a mineral line going in his main, and well, basically bugger all across the rest of the map, it's actually quite a difficult one now for Leucine. He needs to build a lot of SCVs. If we just have a look at the units tab, for example, we've only got 7 SCVs, 2 mules, compared to 28 probes. So at this point, Ender's economy is in a much better position, although Leucine will have the higher army cap. So that's a much stronger position for him in that sense. So if he can finish the game really soon, it should be looking good. And we're seeing Leucine move up into the main base now, although actually with the force field coming down there as well, we're not going to be able to get up there. And with that medivac full of troops falling down there, that was really unfortunate for Leucine. That was a big supply loss there for him. Although with them everything being stuck on the top of the wall there, they were dead either way, so it was kind of a can we get them out there in the medivac or not. So we've seen once again the second base of Ender falling there. Now we've got a factory down in his second as well here for Leucine. I'm not really sure what the crack is with that, but it's all very good. Now we've seen the second fall. We need to come and really deal with this base here if Leucine hopes to win this anytime soon, because currently Ender's the guy with the economy. Compared to Leucine, who has basically a couple of mules, which, don't get me wrong, they're doing the world of good there, but it's not quite ideal. Now we've seen the force fields come down there as well. They blocked up a lot of troops, but it actually looks like with that, Ender might be able to just clear that up. And yes, as we can see, we've seen the last of that fallout now as Leucine drops to just 24 supply. If we check out the units tab again, yeah, there's really nothing much left on the map for either player here now. So it's pretty much a back to square one sort of move, except for the fact that Ender has a third base that's fully saturated. So we're going to have to be really careful here, Leucine. You're going to have to get your toes on, try and get your macro together, and get your toes on? Stay on your toes and try and get your macro together, and hopefully we'll be able to see the game continue. Now, he's still building loads and loads of Marauders and Marines. We're seeing the general sort of biocomposition continuing, although with this little money on it, it's a real difficult situation for Leucine to continue here. Although he's managing to keep all these barracks producing despite his complete lack of economy, and he's actually refusing to build any SCVs as well. So interesting build, but it's all good. As we're going to be seeing gradually SCVs transferred into the gas now as well. It looks like our Terran player would like some more gas for his troops, and Ender's going to be scouting out the third, seeing there's nothing there, and he must know now at this point that Leucine has nothing going on for him, that he can finish the game. He's got this. So with some blinking away, we're going to be seeing little bits of units picked off there. I'd quite like to see some blink micro there, really, and just sort of gradual moving back, and perhaps get some more units down. But instead, Ender's just going to be chased away, losing a stalker for the troubles, and he's not going to be able to pressure any further now. So Leucine's going to probably pull back the front of his base here. I can't really see him moving out, because if he moves out, he's going to die. He's got nothing in his base. Although saying that, Ender doesn't really have much in the way of an army himself. I mean, basically the army of Ender is this at the front here. We've got three sentries, we've got a few stalkers at the top, plus 3 more that have just spawned here now, and then obviously the Immortal and Zealot combination there in the middle as well, doing their best as the 2 ground weapons is well on its way to completion now for Ender, and he'll be moving into the mid game, I guess, almost really. With both players still on 1-1 though, so we're relatively even at this stage, despite the bizarre all-in differential. This is a crazy game. So we're seeing the engagement come in again now with some nice force fields there, keeping the troops back for a second, giving the Stalkers a little bit more chance to get some more damage down, and with that we're going to see all of Leucine's forces crushed there. And yeah, I mean, we saw the Immortal die, which is really unfortunate for Ender, but with most of Leucine's forces falling now, and the continued sort of chasing of large numbers of troops in just directly into armies, them moving after single units, I'm not really a fan of that piece of micro, but it's I guess if it works, if you pick off that unit and you were going to lose your units anyway, kind of might as well. Although Ender now is almost triple the supply here of Leucine, with a massive 60 to the glorious 23 that Leucine is rocking here. And I love this. These guys just no interest in the macro game at all. We're going to play this we're going to play the micro game here in the middle of the map on bare minimum amounts of supply, and yeah, it's been really fun, especially for two Masters players. It's pretty interesting set of strategies going on. So if we just have a look at the bottom now, obviously we've got the Stalkers wandering around, just marauding about, taking a little look around. Not really too much to see there. Meanwhile, we've got the 2 more Marauders and 4 Marines gathering in the middle of the map under these 3 Medivacs here for Leucine, and hopefully now we should be able to maybe get some more damage done. I'm not sure. I mean, the problem is that both players are not really macroing, so everything's building really slowly, and we're just seeing loads and loads of little engagements where pretty much everything annihilates each other. Yeah, Ender wants to know, how are you still alive? I, to be honest, agree. The fact that he's just sitting on mules and not expanding and has like 3 half-assed mineral patches in all of his bases now, I'm amazed that Leucine's staying in the game. Ender, meanwhile, Mothership Core? What? Not sure what that means, but it's all very good. Meanwhile, we're going to see the engagement now, and it does look like Ender is going to clear this up with no bother, and the GG is thrown down there. Yeah, so I think Leucine wasn't too happy about the Mothership Core being in the game, as Ender did finish that up there now, and both players GG and leave the game. So well, that was a pretty cool one. I mean, I felt kind of sorry for Leucine there. His all-in was looking very strong until that Nexus cannon came down, and then it kind of just couldn't really do anything with it. He was sort of forced to stay where he was and like try and macro up, but didn't macro up, just continued all-inning and throwing SCVs in, and he just couldn't quite break Ender despite the many successful takedowns of this second Nexus. So well, good job on behalf of Ender, staying in the game and managing to win, getting that 3rd base down and macroing up like an absolute boss. Big fan of that. So well, thanks everyone once again for watching. It's been another CasualCraft episode 37 now, I do believe. It's been a good one. I'm just going to a sip of my brew that I don't think I've touched. And with that in mind, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. It's been another CasualCraft, as I said, and I guess I'll see you all tomorrow night. Thank you very much for watching. GG both players. Thank you.